Anyway, I was able to join the meeting.
Wait, you're coming
Then
through.
I,
Hey,
okay,
I can hear you. Why?
oh, sorry. I'm not in.
Okay.
Maybe
Is
not.
it the
I'm in, but
Okay. And I now want to move to the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by some of our students from Lemoncrest.
Place your hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, guys. All right, now we will have Kelly Gilbert from Lemon Crest give us a presentation about the school.
Sorry.
Sorry, folks in the audience, just technical difficulties.
Yay, technology. Hi, everybody. I'm Kelly Gilbert. I'm the principal of Lemon Crest Elementary, and I am super excited to be the Spotlight School presenter today. We're doing a lot of really cool things. I've been at Lemon Crest, I think it's been 8 weeks now. So it's been really fun to get to know the community and get to know the teachers and do some really, really amazing things for kids. So the first thing I'm going to start with is our staff came together to again talk about what our goals for the year were, really surrounded on the idea of promoting joy, engagement, and belonging. And so as you can see in our pictures here, we've taken that really seriously. Every single student at Lemon Crest is part of a morning meeting every morning where they get to greet each other, get to know each other, and really build school culture and climate. And positive daily greetings are a big part of what we do. In any classroom outside of it, you'll see ways that kids can choose how they want to be greeted when they come to school each day. And some of our classes have really taken it seriously. You can see in our other picture here, they're decorating shirts and doing all kinds of things to show that they belong with their Lion family. Another big piece of our work here at Lemon Crest this year really surrounds our innovation goal as a school district. And that's our work with something called expeditionary learning. This was a program that was piloted last year with Mr. Kuiper and the team, and I'm super excited to pick up the baton and run with it. And really, it's focused on 3 pillars, which is mastery of student knowledge and skills, character, and high quality student work. So the bottom part talks about our school's philosophy that when students and teachers are engaged in in-depth interdisciplinary work that's challenging, adventurous, and meaningful, learning and achievement flourish, which is what we want for all of our kids. The things that you'll see in our classrooms that are working through EL this year is a lot of active learning. You're not going to see a lot of teacher sage on the stage happening. Also, teamwork with our kids together. And I don't know what it's doing.
Should I unmute her?
Is it not working?
She should be unmuted. Okay.
Oh, okay. Technical difficulty, sorry. Character and self-reflection. So these are all super critical pieces of that work. And we're really excited that our kids are engaging in some really rigorous academics while building these other skills that are going to empower them to be future ready. Some of the cool things that have already happened this year is the launch of our book vending machine that we purchased through Title I, where students who are doing amazing things with their academics get a coin. And this is situated in our library, and they get to select a really high interest book. We're super proud of that. We did a huge book tasting, which is the second picture in 2nd grade, where they're getting to sample different books and write about it and express their thoughts about these books to their peers. We did a kindergarten fashion show with the letters of the alphabet, where they all decorated vests that represented their letter, and it was super cute. It was really amazing to have the community come out and support our kids too. It was nice to have everybody on campus. Our 5th graders are building robots to communicate some of their learning that they're doing with their novel. And we're also really proud of our positive mindset and our quotes that you're seeing all around the school. Another big focus for us is social emotional learning. So at Lemoncrest, we like to say Lemoncrest Lions Roar, which support our PBIS, our positive behavior system. So that is that our kiddos are respectful, on task, always safe and responsible. And we're teaching those skills through responsive classroom, as well as peaceful playgrounds. And then our counselor has done a lot of work in partnership with the Sandy Hook Promise, and that's that tree that you're seeing on the picture there. And that we kicked off with our Start with Hello week. So teaching kids how to welcome one another on campus, how to be friendly and create that culture and climate where kids feel seen, valued, and heard. Another thing that's new this year, with the support of our MTSS TOSA Carrie Saget, who I've got a picture of right here, is we're doing something called Win Time, and that stands for What I Need Now. This picture on the left is our master schedule, and that master schedule allows for what I need time for kiddos, so they're not missing core instruction, but they're still getting what they need when they need it. Some of that what they need might be counseling, it might be reading support, it might be a partnership with our Wellness Together group. It might be just extra support in the classroom. So all of our kids are able to access that in real time. We're also super excited to be continuing our work with Imagine Learning to promote literacy. And then we are also, you can see the picture of Miss Long and her dog. She was a former psychologist, and Mickey is a huge celebrity on our campus. He's a therapy dog, and he's coming back to Lemoncrest to provide some of those supports and services for our kids as well. And of course, I have to celebrate our Lemoncrest team. This is our staff on the left, and I'm really, really excited. Our team is really coming together to make good things happen for kids, and our PTA is amazing as well. They have done so much work for us already and just helping us get the year going. So we're really, really grateful for that. And that, my friends, is just a short synopsis. You're welcome.
Any questions? No. Well, really appreciate you giving us that update. Thank you. All right. Well, we'll move on to trustee reports. So we will start with trustee LaChapa.
Okay, unmute video. Okay, there we go. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Not too long of a report. I was able to attend Lindo Park's book fair, and it was really well attended. They were really busy. It was in the evening after school, so it was nice to see everyone back out coming to the book fairs and buying books. So that was really nice. And then I was able to attend coffee and donuts with the principal at Riverview, and that was well attended. There's probably 16, maybe 17 parents that attended the little coffee and donuts that Grace had, and Mrs. Cox did a wonderful, I mean, she was real thorough and answered a lot of questions. There was a lot of questions, and I thought she did a great job. So that's my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Ferrante.
So during the last month, the benefits committee met, and I'm on that committee, and so I was at that meeting. Went to the Lindo Park back to school night. That was well attended, I thought. And the PTA had food, had hot dogs and stuff. It was great. Also went to the Dream Academy celebration of reading, where Dawn, Dawn was the troll in their play.
I typecast
It
I think.
It was it was great. It was a fun event. Yesterday I was able to go out to the cross country race out at Lindo Park, which was fun. It was the first time we've had that since COVID, and I think the kids really enjoyed it. And there were schools, not only our middle schools, but schools from all over the East County. So it was pretty cool. And then I stopped by the health benefits fair yesterday afternoon. When I was here, there were a lot of people here. And then today at LMS, there were state officers from the FFA there that met with, they were there all day, but when we were there, Don and I were there too. It was the state officers met with the board for the FFA at the middle school, and they had some team building activities with them, and it was really fun. It's great to see them.
Trustee Wiseman.
Okay, yeah, it's been a great last month. Had fun going to back to school nights. I attended back to school nights at Riverview, Lemoncrest, Lakeside Farms, Lakeside Middle School, and Lindo Park. got to visit a lot of classrooms and see, very great learning environments, inviting learning environments for kids. So I really appreciate the work because I remember my days as a teacher getting my classroom ready for kids to come back. And having that environment for kids that's welcoming and making them feel like they're a part of the team, like they're doing, we saw at Lemoncrest, is really important. I did go and attend the reading celebration at the Dream Academy up at Eucalyptus Hills, and got to play with goats as a troll. And then going to this morning with Holly, we went to the LMS FFA leadership and got to see them interacting with the state leaders. It's such a cool program that we have FFA. We should be really proud of it for our kids because, and starting this pathway for kids, because I got to see a lot of their work up on the walls in the classroom, but just watching the kids interact with each other, and you could see the leadership skills developing. So that's really a great program. And another thing that ties kids into school. Also, I was lucky enough to participate with the county offices doing instructional leadership training for all our management team, for all the principals, the vice principals, and all the district office management team. And I've sat in on 2 of those now, and that's been really great. Seeing, I'm very impressed with our leadership team, all our management from the district office, including all our principals and stuff, because they really are working together to have a cohesive plan for increasing achievement. And so they're looking at ways that as a school site and as a district office management team, they could support achievement of every student in the district. So I think that work is very well done. And I could see, cohesion across our district. I think it's very important. And I also want to congratulate our bargaining team and both the bargaining units and CSEA and LTA. They come to an agreement, and I know that's well deserved for everybody involved, because you guys have had a hard couple of years, and we do appreciate you. I know all the board does appreciate the work that you're doing, getting the classrooms ready and engaging kids in meaningful learning. So job well done. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a busy month. The 9/11 event was by Mara. Mara put on the 9/11 event, and they invited me to speak and be the MC. So that was very cool for our community. Very nice to see. This is a 3rd annual, so it was very cool. I was also at the Lakeside Middle School back to school night. The chamber then had a mixer right after that, so we all had to rush over there, but it was very good that we did that. I was also able to attend the Historical Society's monthly meeting and do the pledge while I was there. And then we had the celebration of reading at the Eucalyptus Hills. That was fun. It was fun to see Dawn act. I liked that. That was really cool. The kids loved it. It was really cool to see. And then I also just want to give an announcement for you all. On the 22nd of October, I'll be doing a presentation on the second school to the Historical Society. So I'm very excited about it. If you want to listen to it for about an hour, it'll be an hour presentation about the whole history of our little second school that we have here. So I'm very excited about it. So come on by. It's lunch. And starts at 11. It's a social from 11 to noon, and then noon to 1. If I do it right, you're out by 1. So anyway, I'm looking forward to it. I hope to see you there. Okay, we are moving right along. Do we have any public comment? We do not. Okay, great. Well, then I get to open a public hearing. Do I have to do it right at 4:30, or can we do it early? But that one has to be at 4:30. Okay, then we'll skip that one till 4:30. So I'm going to open a public hearing to receive input from the public regarding the financial provisions of the proposed collective bargaining agreement with the Lakeside Teachers Association. Do we have any speakers to that public hearing? Okay, then I will close that hearing. I will entertain a motion to approve the disclosure of the collective bargaining agreement for the tentative agreement with the Lakeside Teachers Association to resolve negotiations for the 2022-23 school year. Do I have a motion? And a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Next, I need a motion to approve the request of a tentative agreement with the Lakeside Teachers Association, including an increase to the salary schedule of 7.65% for the salary schedule longevity steps beginning with years 17, 19, 21, 23, 25, and ending at step 27. Do I have a motion? Do I have a second?
I see.
Okay, all right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Excellent. Okay, I will open a public hearing to receive input from the public regarding the financial provisions of the proposed collective bargaining agreement with the CSEA Chapter 240. Is there anyone to speak to that? Okay, then I will close that public hearing. I will need a motion to approve the disclosure of the collective bargaining agreement with the CSEA Chapter 240 to resolve negotiations for this year.
I'll move that.
Second,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Approval. I need a motion to approve the new 3-year tentative agreement with the CSCA Chapter 240, including changes to the salary schedule with an increase of 9.94% and updated language to Articles 6, 9, 13, 16, 17, 19, and 22. Do I have that motion? All in favor? Oh, I need a second. Thank you. Second. All in favor? Aye. All right. Okay. I now need a motion to designate items to the consent agenda. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Is there any items you would like to pull? 4.14, okay. And 4.6? Okay. All right, so 4.6 and 4.14. Okay, can I have a motion to approve all items on the consent agenda other than 4.6 and 4.14?
I so move.
Is there any second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, 4.6.
We're just pulling it and they did not come to an agreement on that job description with the SCA, so we're going to pull it and we'll work on that job description and bring it back at a later.
Okay, so we'll get a motion to table. All right. I'd like a motion to table that. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay. 4.14, trustee Ferrante.
Look at all the donations for this, a giant paragraph. I just want to thank everyone who is donating to our schools for the betterment of our students.
Now, I'd also like to add a big thank you to the Stadium Association that supports every year. You know, I was on the Stadium Association when I was in the administrative district. And it's so great that they support all the activities of our school. Today, at LMS, they were talking about how the Stadium Association has helped, like the dance program, the FFA program, and some of the other things that are going on. So that's really, and you'll see their Stadium Associations there a couple of times. And then to all the private donors too, because it's nice to give back to the community. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you to all of our generous supporters. All right, do I have a motion to approve 4.14? Do I have a second?
A second.
All in favor? Aye. Excellent. Okay. Discussion items. Okay, so on the discussion items, we're pulling number 1 for another meeting. Okay, and we're just pulling it for today. Okay, so we have a first reading of administrative
Wait, we can
regulation.
do the information.
Oh, I'm
Enrollment
sorry.
report.
Thank you. I always skip that. I don't get it. Informational item. Lisa Davis on our enrollment report.
Myself unmuted. I wanted to point out that from last month's enrollment report that we had, it showed, I think we were showing 100 and some odd 100+ students over what it was last year. However, that was the first 5 days of school. Secretaries were still going in and reaching out to families of students who hadn't shown up. So some of those students that were in there actually weren't registered for school. They had rolled over from the previous year. So this is a more accurate reflection of where we're at with growth so we've grown by 8 students from last year, not the 121. So I wanted to just clarify that. But we still are showing growth. So now enrollments, we're a month in, so enrollment's more stabilized. They've gone in, reached out to the families who didn't show up that first week of school, and now they've pulled them out of the attendance system.
Thank you. Any questions?
Mm-mm.
Okay, now we'll go to discussion items. Okay, so we have a first reading of administrative regulation and exhibit 1312.4, Williams Uniform Complaint Procedures. Any comments or questions on that?
No.
That'll come back to us next month. We have a first reading of Board Policy 3110, Transfer of Funds. Any questions or additions? None? Okay. A first reading of Board Policy and Administrative Regulation and Exhibit 3517, Facilities Inspection. On that, I do have some concerns with it. I've heard some of the community speak about it. It's the it aligns with state law on the Free Menstrual Products for All Act. And some community members are concerned that we didn't disclose that appropriately. So I'd like to just check the statute and make sure that we're in alignment with the statute. And as I read through the policy, it's just aligning the statute, but I want to make sure that we're doing that. Any other comments on it? Okay. First reading of Board Policy and Administrative Regulation and Exhibit 6120, Response to Instruction and Intervention. Any comments? Okay. Excellent. We will move to our reports to the board as we close the. So Carrie Strong can't be with us today, so I'm going to read her comment into the record. Hello, school board trustees and superintendents. I'm pleased to submit a report from the teachers of LUSD. I overlooked the earlier start time of today's meeting, and I have another meeting I must attend in person at 4 p.m. in Mission Valley. Since we last communicated, we saw LUSD and LTA set a county-wide record with efficiently and respectfully bargaining a fair agreement. My team reported back that for the first time in nearly a decade, they were able to truly have discussions that led to both teams being able to provide the other with proposals back and forth that represented compromises and needs of the other party. I want to be very clear that even though it did not take months and months to negotiate as it has in the past, this round of bargaining was very well planned. There was an incredible amount of data provided and analyzed that went into crafting this agreement. If anything, it shows the incredible dedication our team showed to gather the necessary data in a timely and efficient manner. The membership voted in favor of the agreement. I received many comments from members that they felt respected as professionals in the safety language the district and LTA agreed upon, and their hard work has been seen through the salary settlement and age of Medicare language adjustment. We feel that with this contract, LUSD is taking active steps to help retain and attract our highly qualified staff. Thank you. As we begin to settle into the new year, a few concerns are surfacing, and many have to do with new administrators and shifting practices and how those things interact with people's daily working morale. As I have repeatedly said, LTA is not opposed to any changes in our system out of principle. We just ask to be included in those discussions. This year, I have found myself needing to assert this more than last year. When I do, it is typically meant with genuine willingness to collaborate, which I appreciate. However, my goal is to collaborate before changes take place to help transitions shift more smoothly, to circumvent any potential issues or contract violations that could lead to grievances. So I am again going to put out there that when leadership wants to implement new programs, change past practices, shift workflows, or add new duties to people's schedules, please reach out and involve me. I'm here because above all, I want our teachers to be successful in their work so that their teaching will in turn be the most successful for their students. So on that note, I ask that in your conversations with our administrators across the district at all levels, please listen for and ask about examples of how they've included teachers and LTA leadership in their decision-making process. Thank you and have a lovely evening, Carrie Strong, Lakeside Teachers Association President. Okay, thank you. All right. Mr.
I've only
Meyer.
heard good things too.
We
What?
still have 2 minutes.
We
so
have
I have a timer, so we can.
Okay. So here's the deal. If you go longer than 3 minutes, I'm going to have to interrupt you, but then we'll get back to you.
Hi and goodbye. No. Trustees, thank you. Rhonda, Natalie, Lisa. I had a discussion this afternoon with Carrie as well, and I just want to speak on behalf for CSEA and LTA, both of our negotiating teams, as well as the district. In the words of Rhonda, world record speed. It was fantastic. The lines of communication were open. We had very good discussions, which I think we saw each other's vision. We were able to come together, get it done, and move on. Our first meeting was wonderful. We actually had Rachel telling us we had to slow down because we were doing things way too fast. She's like, we did just article after article. It was tremendous. So thank you very much. The salary schedule increase, thank you very much. I do appreciate that. And on behalf of our bargaining unit members, thank you. That really helps. I mean, we're seeing some times right now that we haven't seen before with inflation and all, so I do appreciate that. Other than that, I also with the communication with the school district, it's been fantastic. I've got many of the leaders always keeping me informed of something that's happening, and I appreciate that very much so. And with that kind of communication, I think we're gonna do some good things. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, David.
Thank you.
Perfect timing. Look at that.
Perfect timing.
I set my time. As you notice, I prepare for everything.
Okay, Lisa, how many seconds do we have left?
You're ready to go.
I'm ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to open a public hearing to receive input from the public regarding the availability of textbooks and/or instructional materials for fiscal year 2022-23. Do I have any speakers to that?
You do not.
I do not. I get to close this public hearing. Now, I would like to request a motion to adopt resolution number 202308, determining that every pupil has sufficient textbooks, or instructional materials in each of the following subjects that are consistent with the content and cycles of the curriculum framework adopted by the State Board of Education, mathematics, science, history, social science, and reading language arts. Do I have a motion to approve that resolution?
I'll move to approve that resolution.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now we will go back here. Lisa Davis, report on business and operations.
Hey, well, in the same theme as Carrie and Dave and everyone, I would just personally like to thank both the board and superintendent and the bargaining teams. But I mean, without the board and superintendent support of the teams, couldn't have done it either. It's much appreciated. And so big thank you for the support. For business, Samantha's on vacation this week, and our external auditors were here. Boy, we approved the unaudited actuals, and right on the heels of that, which is unusual, the auditors were in the request, and he said, yeah, that should be fine. That they were in the week of the 12th through the 16th. So looks like the audit's going well. Haven't heard anything. So they're just finishing up with the charter schools and just a little bit more paperwork and some reports, but it looks like hopefully we'll have our draft sooner than later. So this was great. Staff's feeling very, even though it was a push after the unaudited actuals, the board approved that. It's almost kind of like, wow, we got so much knocked out, bargaining done. It's just like, wow. So now we can focus on projects that a lot of times we can't get to because there's always so many things going on. But it's a great feeling. And Samantha and Kathy have just finished up with their site and department budget meetings. So we're in a good place for our first interim to have that and all done, and the budget's all locked in for first interim. It's looking great. Our health benefits fair, like Bonnie Holly had mentioned, was yesterday. Very successful. Had a lot more vendors yesterday than normal, and had a great turnout. So open enrollment started October 1st and it'll end November 1st. So hopefully people will get any changes that need to be made to their health benefit selections. Todd reported out that he had interviews for a plumber this week, so hopefully maintenance and operations will have a person. Cross our fingers. On the flip side, transportation has 5 vacant positions open right now, so it's ever the struggle to get those positions filled. Jared in ESS is out on vacation this week, and child nutrition, Christy stated that the TDS Lakeside Farms and Lakeside or Lindo Parks new kitchens, the staff is delighted with those new kitchens and just super happy with the new digs. And tech is busy as usual. That's my reports.
Thank you. Okay, Dr. Natalie Winspear.
Good evening. Since Lisa ended with technology, I'll start with technology. We are going to have a technology committee this year that is going to be coming together to talk about our mostly our hardware across the district. In terms of, we moved this year from iPads to Chromebooks with our middle schoolers, and I think there is some interest in exploring the possibility of doing that for other grade levels. So we're going to pull a committee together mainly to discuss that topic. So we're getting ready to put out a interest survey for folks on the committee, as well as we're going to do a thought exchange survey out to the community so that prior to having the technology committee, we can get input from all of our stakeholders and bring that input to the technology committee and use that as some of the data that we're going to consider in our conversation. So I bring that up because I believe it was last month's board meeting, we talked about committee membership. And at that point, we had not yet decided to have a technology committee. So if any of you are interested in joining our technology committee, we would be happy to have you. You can just shoot me an email and I will let you know what the dates are for that. Yesterday, we held our first district-wide PLC of the year. For our K-5 teachers, our principals facilitated grade level team meetings on unpacking our new science curriculum. So we did some PD on science curriculum in August. However, there were some delays in delivery of the materials because of shipping delays that were outside of the publisher's control. So when teachers got that PD in August, they didn't all have the materials. So while we do have electronic materials available as well, and that's what we used for the PD, now teachers have the actual curriculum, the books, the materials. So we spent a day unpacking and teachers walked away with a plan for a lesson, a science lesson from the new curriculum. So the whole idea was to come, plan with your grade level peers and walk away with a lesson that you could deliver to your students. And our special education team met to go over some special education professional development on IEP meetings. And our middle school teams also met to continue their alignment and calibration work. So the math team met, the middle school science team met, the middle school arts team met. They all met in subject specific teams to continue their alignment and calibration work. Also yesterday, we had our first PK class for our preschool families. So PK is the Parent Institute for Quality Education, and they're an agency in the community that provides parent education for school districts or in collaboration with school districts. And we had been originally planning on having them start in January, doing some parent classes for TK through 3rd grade, but they approached us in September and said that they had a cancellation in the fall and that they would love to be able to do 2 parent sessions for us this year, one in the fall and one in the winter. So we started last night. The focus for the parenting classes that we did last night was specifically preschool. So Patty Fernandez and Robin Bowman collaborated. They pulled it together as quickly as they possibly could so that we could start these and have them available to our preschool parents now, and then we'll do another round in the winter. We are able to have up to 30 families in each class. K-12 Strong Workforce Partnership Grant. So we were able to apply for the K-12 Strong Workforce Partnership Grant through the California Community Colleges Chancellor's Office in partnership with the California Department of Education. So we, Beverly and I had been working in the summer, trying to get the things together that we needed well in advance to apply for the grant. It's a very labor intensive, data intensive. I mean, it is a full blown grant from the CDE, and those are a lot of work. So we were starting to struggle in September and October, and we were worried that we weren't going to be able to apply for the grant because there was just so much that we had to do. And thankfully, we discovered that the county office was doing an East County consortium, and we were able to jump into the East County consortium with the San Diego County Office of Ed. So it's still we're asking for the things that we wanted to ask for, but we went in as a consortium with Lemon Grove, La Mesa, Spring Valley, Alpine, and Lakeside. And we submitted, with the help from the county, one grant application for all of those school districts. The ultimate goal of the Strong Workforce program is to provide K-12 educators with grant funds to create, improve, and expand career technical education courses, programs of study, and pathways for students transitioning from secondary education to post-secondary. So it goes all the way down to 7th grade, which is why we're allowed to apply, because we serve 7th and 8th graders. So we worked with our middle school principals and our middle school teachers. We had Brian Mendoza and Johnny Nguyen and Steve Mull and Leslie Hardiman. We pulled everyone together to brainstorm ideas, to look at where we could expand programs. And so for this go round, and I say that because we're planning on applying for this grant every year, so we can focus on a different pathway every year. So this go round, we decided to focus on our engineering pathway. So Project Lead the Way, Femineers, and robotics, and it's a matching grant. So we have to calculate how much money we as a district are spending on this program, and then we can ask for half of it back in matching grant funds. But we're allowed to count teacher salaries. We're allowed to count anything that we do, materials, technology that we invest in as a district for this program to be possible. So we are applying for a $242,000 match. And what if awarded, we're going to use those funds to do major improvements to our engineering pathway student materials. Our student materials are not 100% up to date. And so our teachers are doing some workarounds to use the older materials that we have to make them work. But in a perfect world, we would have up-to-date student materials. So we put that in our grant. Professional development for our teachers so that they can be up to date in all things engineering instruction, off-campus experiences for students, and then career education experiences for our middle school students. So we should know by the end of December if the grant is awarded. And I just want to make a quick shout out to the San Diego County Office of Education, because we really did do our very best to pull everything together. And because of them kind of swooping in and inviting us to be part of their consortium, we were able to get it done. So we plan on collaborating with them again next year and the following year. And as long as these grant funds are available, we're going to focus on a different pathway every year. So we want to focus on our FFA pathway. We want to focus on our construction trades pathway. So we're just going to keep building slowly over time. And then finally, we have our two more things. We have our Families Are Superheroes Night coming up next week on October 20th. We are targeting our under-resourced, unduplicated families for this event. There are about 1,000 families in the district and we are hoping that we have invited, and we are hoping to create a venue where they can learn about and connect with the resources that we have available in LUSD and in the community to engage and support our families who may feel less connected to school. So we want to welcome them and get them engaged, so that they feel like they are our partners in the education of their students. So we plan to have activities for students. Jared and his team are going to be planning some really fun activities. Christy in the kitchen has helped us to get food prepared, and we've got some community donations for that. And we have all of our schools represented, and we'll have some community resources such as CalFresh, Wellness Together, and our military partners who will also, and many more, but that's just a sampling, who will be represented. And last but not least, when we published our LCAP survey thought exchange last year, we asked our 5th through 8th grade students to participate in the survey, and we asked teachers to have students complete the survey at school, so that, because we really wanted student input, and we figured if they do the survey at school, we have a better chance of getting good student input. So we did that because we wanted to make sure that we had student voice in the process. So we're paying a lot of attention to student voice in our decision making, and we are expanding our attempts to get student voice. So we wanted to make sure that our students knew that when they participated in the survey, that we looked at those survey results and considered them in our decision making. So this summer, I reached out to Darren Curtis and Danielle Lopez. They do ASB for TDS, and asked them if they would partner with me in making a video for our students, by our students, because I figured kids don't really want to watch a video with the assistant superintendent talking about data. They'd much rather hear that from their peers. So Danielle and Curtis did a great job. They made a video with students, and then we took that video, and Stephanie Jakes did her behind the scenes magic and made a video. It just came out, and we have not yet shown it to students. We're going to be sending it to the sites and asking them to show it to their 5th, 6th, and 7th grade students, because we're going to be doing more surveys like the technology survey. We're going to do another LCAP survey. Like I said, we're trying to get more student voice. So we're going to be asking our kids to engage in focus groups and a variety of other things. So we want to make sure they know that they're doing that for a reason and that we hear them. So I would love to show you the video. So let me share my screen.
You can do it.
Right?
Oh, there I am.
It said, oh, there we go, share. Failed to start. Please try again later. Doesn't want me to show that's never happened to me before,
Hate when that happens.
right?
It's going to not start. It'll be during our board meeting.
Oh, right here.
Anything
Tech
can
also.
go
Oh, I've never
wrong,
said that
will
before.
go wrong on technology in our board meeting.
How, would you guys like us to work on these technical difficulties, or would you like us to
You're
bring
welcome
it?
to.
Okay,
You're welcome to.
okay. Andrew's going to kick me out and bring me back in.
Okay. We'd like to see the video.
Yeah, I would like to see
Yeah.
it, so it'd be great.
I like that art behind me. Just some good art back there.
Oh, Day of the Dead, Black Cat. Maybe something like windmills too.
That's the other one. There's a haunted house back there too. That's pretty scary.
Okay. Everybody cross your fingers and your toes.
And my fingers crossed. It's okay. It's not. His father died yesterday. But he had done 6 months. So I think there's 6 months to it. So I think.
How about this?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Why don't we have Dr. Taylor give her update, and you can still work on yours?
My screen too.
Okay, well, let's see if you can do it, and then you can continue working on it, and Dr. Taylor will give her update.
Let's try it. Okay. Well, it's because I want to go to, okay. Where's my, want to show the screen? Play it from, okay, we're almost there. Hang on 1 second. Add-ons help, why is it not having me show it? Oh, you know what? It's over here. That's why I can't see it. Okay, let me make this a little bit bigger. And then I still can't see it. Okay, we'll just go. So I just wanted to talk about the amazing things that we do have happening. And we're always looking, when I'm out, I'm always looking for innovation and new ways to engage our students and their learning so that they're excited and they want to do this. And so I'm always banging that drum when I'm out and about. So I do have pictures of Dawn being on the Billy Goat graph. And then we also had a couple of little goats. And this is the Love of Reading Day up at Eucalyptus Hills Dream Academy. And it was the first day that the kids were actually on the campus. Very exciting to see the parents as they came and really get to know the teachers, because a lot of these kids are in the homeschool program. Some of them now are coming to school 3 days a week, and then some of them continue in the homeschool program. So we're trying to offer different options for different students just so that they're getting their needs met. And some of them that would not come to school last year at all came, and they are continuing to come on those 3 days a week that they're coming to campus. So we're getting them connected in. Something I saw that really, it was like, gosh, this is so simple, but look how impactful it is. A lot of times in the morning, you walk into the classrooms and the kids have their daily oral language sheets with them, right? And so I was really excited because they're doing these sentence studies on the board in this one classroom at Lakeview where I went. The kids have little notebooks, so they write the sentence down in their composition notebook. And they have these color-coded cues in their notebook that they'll decide whether this word is a verb or a noun, and so on and so forth, the parts of speech, which it's really important to do it. But then they get to go up and place these little markers on it on the board, and they get together as a team and they talk about it first. And then their team will go up and they'll place the markers on the board, whatever they're focusing on that day. And then they'll talk about it and they'll critique each other with it. And then they go back and they fix their little notebooks and everything. And it's just, it's the same things. It's parts of speech. It's all of this, but the kids are up and moving and very interactive with this, and they're collaborating about it. So I was just like, it's so simple, but what a really cool way to do the language as opposed to the student by themselves with the worksheet. I just thought it was awesome. So I had to take a picture of that. Back to school night at Lindo Park, I saw something there that I thought was really, really nice. And so they have the welcome back to school night, and they wanted the parents on this big piece of paper to leave an encouraging message for their student. And I just thought that that was really, really sweet that the kids could go and see. So I took a picture of this particular parent because she has 3 children at Lindo Park Elementary School, and she was in my first grade class. I had to take a picture of her. I did not put a slide in, but we did also partner with AGC, is it AGC? Over yonder, that's my grandmother's speech coming out. So some of our middle school students, and then I partnered with LCAP and got some high school students to go over as well. They had a really cool car show there, and so the kids got to go. And oh my gosh, I can't remember an excavator. Some of our kids actually got to drive and operate the excavator, dig a hole, and then they went into the simulation room where they had bulldozers and in a simulated excavator in there as well, and really got to sit in there and participate. They had a great time. It was a lot of fun. We're looking forward to partnering with them and projects to come. I think that they have a project that they're going to be doing at Lakeside Middle School. And then we're talking about designing and building a chicken coop up at the Dream Academy, because that's their focus is agriculture as well. And so partnering with them on having the kids say, this is our problem. We need to make sure these chickens are safe at night and during the day. So what does this coop need to look like? And then I've talked to the people over there, they're wanting to send some apprentices out to help our students actually build this chicken coop. So just little things like that. We're trying to come up with different projects along that. So that's my report for tonight. I'm happy to see innovative practices and people thinking outside of the box. That's what it's all about. Any questions?
Okay, just thank you for doing that and partnering up with the AGC and working on those initiatives. I think it's great. Okay, did we get your video? Okay, Dr. Winspear has her video.
Okay, so I meant to ban your face, but it won't let me back in.
You are allowed. You are permitted. You can use mine too.
Okay, so we're gonna share the screen. Awesome. Yay. Uh-oh, there should be volume.
It's always the sound.
Well, each student is able to answer each question.
How about you, Shada?
Then
Okay.
student input makes our ideas better. Last February, we asked all 5th through 8th graders to take a survey and answer one question. 1,440 students responded to the survey, and we're so grateful for all the students who did. What are the most important things we can do to support your success at school?
How did the survey go, Laura?
Well, each student is able to answer each question.
How about you, Shada?
Then they were arranged to look at other students' answers and rate them. You had many great insights and ideas. Here are the main things you had to say. Number 1.
You want more hands-on activities at school and more field trips.
Number 2. You want more time to complete your work and have less homework. Number 3.
You want better food options in the cafeteria.
Number 4.
You want us to help you get ready for life as an adult.
What happened after the survey? A group of people came to the district and reviewed your responses and all parent and staff responses.
We looked for themes so we could see similarities and differences.
We discussed actions that we could take to respond to other people's wishes.
So what is going to happen next?
We want to bring back field trips too. They're back in the 2022 and 2023 school schedule, so stay healthy and keep up the good work.
Our new director of food services will do some focus group with some students to find out your food preferences.
We'll have a homework committee to look into practices in LUSD, and we'll be including some students as well.
So what's gonna happen next? Hands-on learning activities. We're trying out some new programs for more hands-on learning activities, such as a new science curriculum and some Lego curriculum.
We will stay focused on providing you with more hands-on learning opportunities, preparing you for adulthood. We hope that all of your learning experiences here at LUSD are preparing you for adulthood. We want to hear your ideas and about what more we can do to help you get ready to rock adulthood.
How can you make a difference?
Students who are more involved in clubs and activities have more chances to make a difference here. Join a committee. If your school offers committees or work groups, join them so that your voice is heard.
When we ask for your opinion, we really want to know what you think. That way we can make our programs better for students. There will be a survey later this year with the same questions.
Be on a focus group. If your school has a focus group to get students' input, volunteer to be a part of it.
In this world, it's just us. In this world, it's just us.
Student
Excellent. Thank you. Oh, dear. Okay, I don't think there's anything else before us, so I will adjourn the meeting.